This is a real classroom case using flipped learning by Professor Minam. Flipped learning is an innovative educational method that requires a shift from traditional teacher-centered approaches to a learner-centered educational paradigm. This method involves students studying learning materials in advance before class, and then using that knowledge for deeper learning, discussions, and practical exercises during class time. Professor Minam has been promoting self-directed learning in students by introducing flipped learning 15 years ago. Through this, students are able to participate more actively in their learning and manage their own learning processes. First, let's talk about the concept of flipped learning. Flipped learning is a method where students study learning materials in advance before class, and then during class time, they engage in deeper learning, discussions, and practical exercises based on that knowledge. Through this, students can participate more actively during class and engage in deeper learning. In traditional teaching methods, the instructor often delivers knowledge unilaterally, and students passively receive it. However, in flipped learning, students study the learning materials in advance and actively participate during class based on that knowledge. This helps students better understand and remember the learning content. Second, let's talk about the necessity of flipped learning. Flip-through is a great help in improving students' self-directed learning ability and increasing learning efficiency. By having students do their homework before class, they can ask more questions in class and deepen their understanding through discussion. Additionally, students can learn at their own pace, increasing the efficiency of individual learning. This helps students better understand and remember the learning content. Third, let's discuss the background of Professor Minam's introduction of flipped learning. Professor Minam introduced flipped learning 15 years ago to maximize students' learning effectiveness. He recorded the next class as a video every week before class and uploaded it to Professor Minam's book Processing Playground Cafe so that students could study in advance through it. Through this, students can familiarize themselves with the learning content before class and engage in deeper learning, discussions, and practical exercises during class time. Additionally, students can learn at their own pace, which enhances the effectiveness of individual learning. Fourth, let's talk about self-directed learning in flipped learning. Flipped learning provides an environment where students can learn in a self-directed manner. Students watch videos before class and summarize the key points, while also engaging in self-questioning to organize their learning content. This allows students to participate more actively during class. Additionally, students can learn at their own pace, which increases the effectiveness of individual learning. Fifth, let's talk about Professor Minam's class preparation process. Professor Minam checks the overall self-directed learning status of the students before class and prepares the lesson based on that. Since the students are already familiar with the learning content, they can engage in more advanced topics and practical exercises during class. Additionally, students can learn at their own pace, which increases the effectiveness of individual learning. Through this, students can participate more actively during class and engage in deeper learning. Sixth, it's a learner-centered practical class. In this class, we will have a learner-centered practical session instead of a teacher-centered lecture. Students freely engage in practical exercises, recording or filming the step-by-step process with their smartphones, and then upload it to Professor Minam's book's online cafe, Playground, after class. This allows students to participate more actively during class and engage in deeper learning. Additionally, students can learn at their own pace, which enhances the effectiveness of individual learning. Seventh, it's the conclusion of flipped learning. After class, students wrap up the practical training and write a class review to conclude the flipped learning. Through this, students can review the learning content once more and reflect on their learning process. Additionally, students can learn at their own pace, which enhances the effectiveness of individual learning. Eighth, the advantages and challenges of flipped learning. Flipped learning has great advantages in motivating students and increasing their engagement in learning. However, initially, there will be an adjustment period for both instructors and students, and instructors in particular will have to invest a lot of time and effort in preparing teaching materials and producing videos. Additionally, it may take time for students to get used to self-directed learning. However, once these initial challenges are overcome, flipped learning can significantly enhance students' learning effectiveness. Ninth, the future of education and flipped learning. With the advancement of digital technology, the educational environment is changing rapidly. In particular, technologies like artificial intelligence and AI have the potential to fundamentally change the paradigm of education. Flipped learning is expected to keep pace with these changes and become a key element of future education by providing an environment where students can learn independently. Professor Minam shows flipped learning can change classes and students' learning attitudes and abilities. Flipped learning enhances self-directed learning and efficiency.
Conclusion.
Flipped learning is an innovative teaching method that improves students' self-directed learning ability and increases learning efficiency. Through Professor Minam's case, we can see the effectiveness and importance of flipped learning, and we hope that flipped learning will be introduced in more educational settings in the future. As the saying goes, education is a matter of 100 years. Professor Minam's flipped learning has been on a successful journey for 15 years. As I watch the journey of flipped drunks, which Professor Minam has advocated for during his 35 years of teaching, becoming established in Korean education, I continue to feel a sense of pride and accomplishment as a professor. Flip Dream focuses on fundamentally changing students' learning attitudes and abilities, beyond simply changing teaching methods. Through this, students can participate in their learning more proactively and manage their own learning processes. Future education should focus on developing these self-directed learning skills, and flipped learning will play a crucial role in achieving this.
Thank you.